Hi, my name is Juliana. When I was 19 years old, I became paraplegic, so I cannot walk. But I give everything else a go. I can work and pay taxes, I can date, I can drive, I can dive with sharks. I can help others by telling my story. I can have fun with my friends. I can even fly. But because I'm disabled, I cannot stay in New Zealand with my family. Please, help us change the immigration policy that discriminates against disability. Sign my petition. Share this video. #LetHerStay. The petition was my first act of defiance against the immigration system in New Zealand. I was 19 when, in 48 hours, my body was totally paralyzed. I had transverse myelitis caused by lupus. So TM incidence is 1.34 in a million, but caused by lupus, there are fewer more than 100 cases described in the medical literature. I want to think that I'm a very, very special and rare person. My personal tragedy was the best opportunity that I had to discover a power and a strength I had no idea that I had. I found the rhino inside me, this big, strong, furious rhino, a rhino with tough skin to just put the head down with the horn, aiming against the obstacle, ready to charge against it. I pushed myself very hard, and crisis means opportunity. My recovery process was the best opportunity that I had to learn about goal setting and visualization. I've done physiotherapy night and day, and I remember this finger here moved first, and from this hand was this finger, quite handy. Now I could tell people to leave me alone. But I had to relearn how to do everything, how to brush my teeth, how to comb my hair. This one I'm still learning, but I had to learn how to type again, and so on. I pushed myself for 8 years, trying, to achieve my goal, to walk again, and truly believing that I would overcome the biggest challenge of my life. I decided that I would achieve whatever I dream about. So I created a TV show. My autobiography was published in 2010. I was doing inspirational speeches, winning awards. Everything was possible. But after the book, I received an email of a mother of a young girl called Bruna. She was 9 years old, and her mom said to me, if we could arrange a meeting so Bruna will have a successful woman in a wheelchair to be her role model. And that changed everything. And I became a disability activist. In 2012, I came to New Zealand on holiday to visit my siblings. And as we do, I fell in love with New Zealand, decided to live here. But do you know that people with disabilities are discriminated against with regards to immigration in New Zealand? In 2014, I applied under the skilled migrant category. And to qualify, you needed 100 points. I had 175. But I stumbled in the health requirement. New Zealand has a blacklist of conditions. And if you have any of those conditions, like me, I have 2, severe immune disorder and being paraplegic. So it's a no-no. Your visa will be denied if you have any of those conditions. For the next 6 years, I've been through hell. My residency was denied twice. I faced a deportation despite spending thousands of dollars in lawyer fees and no success. I've been told over and over and over that I was not welcome because I was a burden to society. And I almost believed. At some point, I was so hurt that I contemplate writing an open letter to immigration, blaming this policy for my suicide. Do you know that one of the most important protective factors for building resilience is our connections? It was the love of my mother that kept me breathing. And I went back to therapy, and slowly I got back on my wheels. And I decided that I would fight until the end. From September 2019 to February 2020, in a deliberate act of civil disobedience, I was unlawful. And I've done this not because, just because I wanted to be here in New Zealand, because this fight is bigger than me. And it's about challenging this narrative that disabled lives have less value. It's about challenging ableism. So I use my personal story as a vector for transformation, and I create the petition, Let Her Stay. You see, a system that discriminates can take away from you everything you need to live and to survive. I lost my job, I lost my health, I lost my mental health. I was on the brink of being separated from my family. But there was one thing that the system could not take away from me, and that's my hope, because that's a power within. In February 2020, my appeal was denied, and I was given 3 months to organize my affairs and to leave New Zealand. The same week, my appeal was to the minister, and that was my last legal option, ministerial intervention. New Zealand went on full lockdown because of COVID-19. Crisis means opportunity. It was because of COVID that my visa was extended, and then I had a little bit of more time to wait for the minister's decision. 22nd of July, 2020, 11:52 a.m., I was working when my phone rang, and it was my lawyer saying, the minister said yes. I said, what? The minister said yes. I said, what? It was just the third time that he said, the minister has granted you residency. That the information, started to sink in. Over 34,000 people signed the petition to end discrimination in New Zealand. I went to Wellington to deliver it. And right now, the petition is being assessed by Education and Workforce Select Committee. And I need to get prepared because I have an oral hearing next week. My message to you is, no matter how hard is the challenge you're facing right now, believe change is possible. How many things in this world that were impossible until they weren't? Engage others in your dream, because we don't do anything alone. Accept whatever life throws at you with the certainty that you're going to bounce back with resilience and hope. Imagine vividly the outcome that you want. Non-conform until you achieve what you wish. And remember, crisis always, always, always means opportunity. Thank you so much.